Hello, and welcome to another obsolete episode of We Only Look Thin. I am one of your hosts, 50% of We Only Look Thin. My name is Donald Weigel, and I have lost over 100 pounds.
Hey there, and I am Catherine Weigel, his lovely, non-obsolete wife. And I have lost 150 pounds.
Wow!
Right. This week, we are going to switch up the format. Look out, America and beyond. We're switching it up.
Watch out, world. There's a switch up coming.
So we are breaking this week into 3 segments. Ooh.
And listen for the phrase that pays. No, I'm making that part up. There's no phrase that pays.
Okay, so we are starting out with Tip of the Week.
And then we are going to talk about obsolescence and its plannedness.
Yes, that was that.
Planned obsolescence, everyone, and how you can plan to be obsolete or something.
And then we're going to finish it off with POW, the product of the week.
Product of the week?
I mostly
what is that?
Just wanted to say POW, and I did, and it's happening right now.
Yeah, you came up with a good excuse to say POW!
POW! Yeah, the T is silent. So we are going to start out with a tip of the week. And Donald, for our fine listeners at home, what is our tip of the week?
Our tip this week is to watch out for buzzwords.
So this kind of started out the buzzword thing. I was looking on the interwebs for Doritos, which is one of Donald's favorite things.
Oh, yeah.
And they had...
I love how you were looking on the interweb for Doritos.
I look on the interweb for lots of things.
Yeah.
But they had new surprising packaging for Doritos. And it looked like it was all sort of white, like it was from some IKEA catalog, and then it said organic Doritos, non-GMO.
I can probably eat as many of those as I would like and never gain an ounce.
That's because they're wholesome.
Wholesome and organic, they can't possibly lead me to gain weight.
Ha! So our tip of the week is to watch out for buzzwords that don't actually mean they don't have calories.
Yeah, so these things may... I don't know, the science, possibly they might be quote-unquote healthier. It doesn't mean that they will help you lose weight or that they will not cause you to gain weight.
Well, and I remember being in a Weight Watchers meeting many, many years ago, and it was mostly just people asking how many calories were in things. Like,
what aisle do you get that in?
I didn't see it in that grocery store.
How many points is it? 3. 3 point. What aisle? Oh, sorry.
Anyway, but this woman was like, I just had vegan lasagna, and there's no way to track vegan lasagna because it's vegan. And I was like, it's lasagna. Just like estimate lasagna. It's the same. But people think that certain buzzwords imply no calorie. And we are here to
Vegan's a good buzzword, and it's not actually even on our list.
It's not on our list. No, but we are here to tell you that words lie, and don't believe them all, and don't believe that they don't have calories, because in the end, they all have calories. So, Donald, why don't you start us off with our first word to watch? Word to watch!
Ancient.
Wow, wait. No.
Word to watch. Wow.
That didn't work. I'm not very good at spelling, but you can't see that. So anyway.
Let's just go with it, see if anybody notices.
So
Word to watch. Wow. Ancient grains.
Oh, ancient grain.
You can't gain weight from eating ancient grains.
Oh, it worked so well for people who lived 50,000 years ago. Oh, no, wait. They were eaten by dinosaurs.
Yeah. And the dinosaurs gained weight.
They also didn't live 50,000 years.
Did the dinosaurs track their calories?
They didn't live 50,000 years ago. So, okay, ancient grain. Don't believe it. Just because it's ancient, your quinoas, that has calories. They're delicious. Don't eat.
Doesn't mean you can eat all you want of it.
Okay, and here's the word that I hate. Acai. Oh, the acai berry
It's
smoothie.
A superfood.
Ooh, it's
antioxidant.
Oh,
You can't gain weight from antioxidants.
beta-carotenes. We went to a restaurant that had an acai bowl.
Yeah.
And the acai bowl, I don't even know how to say it, was more calories than the French toast.
Yeah.
So just because it
That
sounds...
is true. Like, we're not even exaggerating that one.
And look,
the acai bowl was more calories than the French toast.
If you want to have the acai bowl, you can have that. But just know that it has calories.
Yeah, it sure does. Other things to look out for: wholesome.
Oh, it's wholesome. Oh,
Can't gain weight from something that's wholesome.
Pop-Tarts are wholesome.
Organic.
Whole grain.
The aforementioned organic Doritos have the same calories as regular Doritos.
Non-GMO. Oh, it's un-GMO. It's un-GMO'd water.
It must have no calories.
Well,
if
water
it's
doesn't have
non-GMO.
calories, but yeah.
You threw me off there with the water thing.
Sorry, I couldn't think of anything else that wasn't non-GMO because everything's GMO'd, y'all.
Yeah. Grass-fed.
Oh, grass-fed. If I eat a grass-fed burger with like mushrooms and
grass-fed organic burger with non-GMO mushrooms, it's practically
whole grain.
It burns calories.
Oh, it's like celery. It's the celery of burgers.
The celery of burgers.
What if something's farm to table? Oh, there was a farm and a table.
It's got to be low calorie then.
If I just strap on a table, it's like from hand to table. I don't.
Wait, do people understand we're being facetious here? Do they get that? These things have a lot of calories?
I think
or
so.
Can have a lot of calories?
They've been listening. But Donald, what about gluten-free?
Gluten-free. If it's got no gluten in it, it has no calories.
You can eat all of it. I could make a tray of gluten-free brownies, and it would be A-okay.
What about artisanal?
Artisanal. Oh, it sounds so highbrow. I feel like I'm in Paris.
Oui.
But what about small batch?
Small batch.
Small batch kettle chips. Oh, it's in a small batch in a kettle in a farm. It's got to be low calorie.
It's practically homemade.
Oh, it has all the peanut oil. No, that means that it has calories.
Made with real fruit.
Real fruit? I'm eating an apple pie, and it's made with real fruit.
Yeah. I've seen these like gummy bear type things that say like made with real fruit. And
I'm nourishing my body.
And you look and it's like one of them has 175 calories in it.
What if it says locally sourced?
Oh, nothing locally sourced can make you gain weight.
Locally sourced cheesecake. Oh, it's so local. I'm helping the environment.
Locally brewed beer.
What about agave nectar?
Oh, agave nectar. That's practically calorie-free.
It comes from a plant. Plants don't have calories.
Guess what? Regular sugar comes from a plant also.
Boom! A truth bomb. We actually had a lovely friend, who is not a food enthusiast like us, who came over once and said, Catherine, she grabbed me by the arm, she said, Catherine, did you know agave has as much calories as corn syrup? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I did know that.
But seriously, some people don't, they see agave and they think it must be a lower calorie sweetener.
It's got agave and it's got ancient grains and it's got acai. It's the celery. All of this is celery food.
What if your agave was all natural?
All natural? Are you kidding me? Sign me up. I want it if it's natural.
I want it if it's steel cut.
Oh, steel cut.
Or rolled.
Rolled. Steel cut. Acai
steel cut or rolled. They must be low calorie.
I bet if we opened a restaurant and just said that everything on the menu included all of these words,
ooh, we could call the restaurant Buzzwords.
Ooh, I like it.
Come into Buzzwords, where you can have artisanal, whole grain, steel cut, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, grass-fed, small batch, artisanal, probiotic, made with real fruit, locally sourced, high-fiber foods.
Mostly just celery.
It's celery.
Wah, wah.
It's like what do they call those celery with the peanut butter and the raisins?
I call it garbage. They call it ants on a log.
Oh, ants on a log. That's it. Ants
you know what?
On a log.
That is sadness on a log. I cannot.
Ants on a log.
Oh my god. Celery is not food. I used to, but that was a diet food back in the day.
I kind of like celery.
Oh no, you're not correct. It's when people would be because celery actually takes more energy to burn because it's so sad to eat. Your body just wants to send it away quickly, so it burns more calories. I've been eating so many
carrot sticks lately that you're making me think I should get some celery to mix it up.
On a log, artisanal. So people watch the words, watch the packaging. Packaging is sexy. But the calories are the same regardless of whether it's vegan or gluten-free or wholesome or not.
Now, that is to say, some of these things might be great calorie-wise, but just because they have one of these buzzwords on them does not mean they are low-calorie.
So count the calories. And someone actually asked recently, they didn't know how many calories were in something because their app, their Lose It app or their MyFitnessPal app had like 5 different calorie counts for a tomato. I mentioned to them that a tomato is not why I was 300 pounds. But if you're not exactly sure, it's the practice of tracking calories that matters, or the volume of food. It's all calories in, calories out. I know that might not please some of our listeners, but that is what has worked for me. So track it, and it has calories.
Track it, stack it, sell it cheap.
I thought you were going to say...
We're stacking them cheap, selling them deep.
Stacking
them deep, cheap, tracking.
The phrase that pays.
Calories and the phrase that pays.
So I think we've beaten this horse to death. Maybe that's what instead of buzzwords, it should just be...
This podcast does not condone beating horses.
No, we do not. So now we're going to tiptoe over to topic 2.
Whoa! Tiptoe over to topic 2.
Topic 2.
The 4 T's.
Planned obsolescence. Now,
yes.
You out there in TV land might be saying, what does that mean? What's planned obsolescence? Should I tell them my fan story?
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
I had a grandmother.
You did?
I did.
This is a shocking revelation.
Lovely
You
Marian.
had 2 of them,
actually. I have 2, yes. Anyway, and I got a really lovely old Westinghouse fan from her, like 20 years ago when I moved to California. And I think at the time it was already 50 or 60 years old. But that thing is made out of steel. It is heavy. It is beautiful to look at. It is handcrafted, locally sourced. And
it's seriously got to be close to 70 years old.
It's got to be 70 years old.
And it runs like a champ.
It is beautiful, and it is whisper quiet.
We run it in our bedroom all the time.
All the time. It is the house workhorse. And it is made beautifully. And it is 70 years old, and it is still working, and I love it. We have other fans, don't we, Donald?
We certainly do.
They break down.
Yes.
They are made of flimsy materials.
I can't even tell you how many fans we've gone through during this marriage, but that one has stayed working the whole time.
It has. Products, and this is a whole other topic about the Industrial Revolution, which is in our second episode. But
we did an episode about math recently and the scientific method, and now we're going to take you through the Industrial Revolution.
Snooze.
Please don't fall asleep during our podcast.
Please don't fall asleep. So we have a fan that is well-made, durable. It was built to last. And many products, if you look around your home right now, you might find there are things that are kind of meant to fall apart in some within a year, some within 5 years, but things are made to be replaced. And we contend that much of our weight loss journey and much of our decades-long failures were based on planned obsolescence in the fitness industry.
Yeah, for sure. And the idea is that there's some new product, new gadget, new fad, new diet, and we get very excited about it for a short term. And I have to have that, and once I have that, I am going to do the work. This is going to change my life. I'm going to get that Thigh Master.
Yeah, I mean, infomercials. I was raised by television. My grandma was television. But
Grandma television.
You know how it is, at 6 o'clock in the morning, you want to watch your Pac-Man cartoon, right? But it doesn't come on until 8. Cartoons don't start until 8 o'clock. So at 6 o'clock, you're watching TV because there's nothing else to do. You can't do anything else. So what do you get? You get infomercials that teach you how to straighten and whiten and slim and improve. And they put on every bell and whistle to make it sound like everyone's lives have been transformed by this one weird shake weight.
Yeah, the shake weight. The shake weight, it did the work for you. You just hold it, and it shakes up and down, and you magically lose weight.
There was one that was you put electrodes on your stomach, and it forces your muscles to contract because it's giving you electric pulses.
Yeah.
And it's going to change your life.
Yeah, so you go out and you buy that. I actually bought these push-up things. They were
I remember those. They looked
push-up-
like paddles to
Yeah, yeah, paddles like you're like on a defibrillator, like you're trying to save somebody's life in a
remember
hospital
those.
drama. And I bought them straight off the TV ad, and I was like, "These are gonna do it for me. I am gonna lose the weight and get ripped." And they turned as you did your
It
push-ups
changed
on
everything.
them.
And the best part about them, which wasn't revealed in the ad, was the fine layer of dust that covered them, so we could tell how dusty our house was.
Yes, they collected dust very nicely.
But for as much shade dust as
I
I'm
think
sending your way,
I might have used them like 3 times.
maybe.
I was so excited about them.
But, there's... I had a sauna suit. Did you know that when I was a kid?
I did not know
My mom,
that.
I looked like a silver Michelin man,
Oh my
and we
God,
would walk
that
around
is
the
horrifying.
neighborhood because it burned fat and made me undateable. Maybe that's why she did it, because she didn't want me to.
Making me very sad right now.
But like your thigh masters and your like treadmills. Treadmills, people have room for them and whatever. But they're
Bowflex.
They're Bowflexes. You know what they're good for?
Hanging clothes.
Hanging clothes. And, diet pills. I took ephedra, which worked very well for a very short time until my body started collapsing in on itself. And
The Wii Fit.
The Wii Fit.
We actually have a Wii Fit, and I kind of enjoyed the Wii Fit, but it didn't solve my weight problem.
No, it didn't. We do want to charge it up. We're looking at it presently.
Yeah, the Wii Fit does this thing where it measures your weight and then it adjusts your avatar on the screen to your weight. And like I got on it the first time, I had built this avatar, this little version of myself, on screen.
And it was like being at a hot air balloon festival.
I got on it and it measured me the first time, and the avatar of myself just bleeped up into like I looked like a bowling ball on screen.
Yeah, moi aussi. And
Ooh, more French.
So we actually want to get onto the Wii Fit just to see our avatars change,
Yeah,
not to actually use it.
Haven't done it. We haven't fired it up in a long, long time.
No, but there's the 7-minute abs. What if you could do it in 6 minutes? Like, wouldn't that change your world? And on we're going to the heavy hitter. We're going to Weight Watchers. We're going to Weight Watchers and planned obsolescence. Anyone who has done Weight Watchers knows that they change their plan every year.
Yeah.
What Weight Watchers looked like in 1980 does not look like what it looks today.
And Weight Watchers, and I have to say, of all the programs I did prior to actually losing weight, Weight Watchers was the closest thing I found to something I could do forever. I still couldn't do it forever, but it will work for some people.
And basically, it's like a modified calorie counting. It teaches you portion size, which is great. But I do know that as the program has changed, I think the first time I did it, it had like this little slide rule thing that tracked points. So depending on how much fat and calories and whatever, you got this starter packet. And the packet was like, okay, I'm here, I'm in it. I've got the book, I've got the slide rule, I've got the measuring cups, whatever. And as I've said before, I have started and stopped Weight Watchers 20 times. And I have gotten the new materials thinking that it would solve everything. And I got, when they stopped using the slide rule, and then suddenly it was like this points.
I bought like a third-party app for my old Palm Pilot or something so I could calculate points with the old Weight Watchers program when it switched to a new one.
But when something is working for you and then they change the plan, I know a lot of people who have had difficulty in the last year transitioning to the new Weight Watcher program, saying that they're not able to lose weight, or they've actually put on weight because they're not following the old plan. What I'm suggesting is go with what works for you. If the Abacus one, the slide rule plan works for you from 20 years ago, do that.
You don't necessarily have to buy all the new stuff every year.
But I also used the new stuff as a way to convince myself that I was starting fresh. And I looked for external items, like the new shoes, the gym membership. If I'm paying for something, obviously it's going to make me feel more pressure to use the thing. And a lot of times, I had a gym membership. It was very expensive. I didn't go for 6 months, but I kept saying, like, well, I'm paying for it, so I gotta go. And that's not what motivated me to be fit. I was looking for external items instead of looking at the man in the mirror.
Yeah, and a lot of these places, gyms, etc. Some people can go forever. Some people do go forever. But a lot of them, they fire up around New Year's, and they know a lot of people are like, okay, this is the year I'm going to do it, and they join, and then they're stuck in a membership for a gym that they don't actually go to. They pay for it every month, and they don't go to it, and then the gyms make it really difficult to cancel.
They do. I remember I used to get sick going to our gym because nobody wiped down the machines, and I would get a cold every other month. And when I finally tried to cancel the membership, I actually had to get a doctor's note to cancel the membership, because they were like, if you're within like 400 miles of, ABC Fitness, you've got to keep your membership. So they want the money. Companies bank on the buy. They want you to buy the new gizmo and gadget and doodad and, thigh trimmer and, ab roller and
we're not saying don't go to the gym. We're not saying, don't exercise, don't, get on a plan and stick to it. But what we're saying is be aware of the fad. Be aware of getting super excited about something that you are not going to be able to do forever. What we suggest is slowly building habits that you can maintain for the rest of your life. Work on things that you can actually do and keep doing, and plan on things that you don't hate and that you're going to be able to maintain.
Well, and beyond that, too, I think there are people who are looking for the one magic get thin quick, magic pill, one weird trick, which listen to our one weird trick episode. It's awesome. We're just going to feed that into this feed so you can just parlay right in. But we're looking for that like one thing that's going to get us to do it. That spending the money, that new gadget. Oh, like this is what's going to change me.
This is different this time. I'm going to buy all this good stuff and really do it.
Or people flit from, apparatus to apparatus, thinking that the next one is going to be the one that does it. And then you're spending a lot of money on things that aren't making the change. The real change, if you go back and listen to our episode called One Weird Trick, came from my mindset. It came from being tired of buying into gimmicks, looking externally just to lose weight. I wanted to have a better life. I wanted to be able to walk up a flight of stairs without losing my breath. I wanted to not have heartburn at night from overindulging. I was depressed. I was angry. I was on the way back up to 300 pounds. And I was blaming the world for my problems. Like, I can't do X, Y, or Z because life isn't fair.
Yeah, and I now enjoy walking upstairs and turn my nose up at the people getting in the elevator to go up 2 floors in my building.
Maybe you should just tape your nose up like with masking tape.
Yeah, whereas, I would go out of my way to get into elevators before.
Well, but that's because I would be terribly out of breath and I would be embarrassed even going up 1 floor. But it's about finding what works for you, finding what is sustainable, and understanding that a Thigh Master isn't going to manage your emotional eating. A Thigh Master or a shake weight is not going to deal with your compulsive eating.
And changing mindset is the number one step in this.
We buried the lead.
Whether we waited to the end of the podcast to bring up the number one thing. Whether I was aware of it at the time or not, when I started down this path that led me to losing the 100 pounds, the thing that got me going was knowing that I didn't have to be perfect all at once, that I didn't have to do everything at once, and that I didn't have to do all those things I hated doing all the time. I was able to slowly add habits and just make them part of my life. So that now, when I have an indulgent day or a football game or something, I know I can, like the next day, I'm not just throwing away all the progress I've made so far. I'm right back on my, quote unquote plan, which is now just my life.
Yeah, I would, into the planned obsolescence, I would quit Weight Watchers over and over again because I would be embarrassed about being up on the scale, or I would want a fresh start with a fresh, weight book, weight booklet. So I would actually try to find other Weight Watchers to go to under pseudonyms so that they wouldn't know and be like, oh, she's up 30 pounds. Not again. You shouldn't feel shame in the process. You shouldn't feel judged. This is a journey forward, and it's about owning your life and owning your choices, and use whatever gizmo and gadget works for you, but there's no gizmo gadget for your brain.
Yeah, and there's no gizmo gadget that quote-unquote works if it's not something you're going to use forever and make a part of your daily life forever. The Fitbit is a gizmo gadget, and for some people, they might buy it and get gung-ho for a while and then quit like we're talking about, but for me, it is my lifestyle now. It is my digital overlord.
It is. All hail.
I am a slave to it. It rules my life, and that I'm happy that way. And if I don't get my steps, it makes me upset. And that is progress. That is a mindset change that I can live with.
Well, and we're going to talk about products, that we that have changed our lives
when you say
for the better. And there are products and gizmos that have enhanced our lives that are great, and we will talk about those in coming episodes and in this episode. But it is not a gadget that is going to change your life. It is you doing the work, getting honest about the loopholes that you invoke, the plans, the external factors that you put in place. You are in control of your path. And we just ask you to be flexible with the method. Some plans work for the short term, others for the long term. For us, calorie counting has been a clean way to focus on our weight.
It's old-fashioned and it's boring, but it works.
But everybody's got their own thing. Some people eat intuitively. I have said before, I would intuitively eat all the things.
Everything.
If that's your thing, yay for you. I eat everything.
My instincts are
to eat
it all.
To eat it all. So I think we have talked about planned obsolescence. Find something that's going to work forever, not just for bikini season, not for the holiday party that you want to wear the dress for, but actually fundamentally changing your relationship with food, with boundaries, with people around you, and just owning your choices and not being a victim to Tim and his wife who bring in lemon bars on Wednesdays.
You said that wonderfully.
Thank you. So we have exhausted that topic.
I hope not, because we have a lot more podcasts to do.
We do, but now we're going to go into POW!
POW! Product of the week.
The T is silent.
And before we do this, I just want everyone to know, we're not getting anything for this. We're not getting any money for this. We do this podcast 100% for free. In fact, we pay out of our own pockets to make it happen. And we just thought it would be nice to highlight some of the things that we've used that have made our weight loss journey either, nicer, more efficient, or in this case, safer.
Less deathy, I was going to say. So the product that we're going to talk about this week is the Nox Gear Light Vest. Say that 10 times fast.
Nox is N-O-X, Nox Gear. And if you just search Light Vest on Amazon, it is the first non-sponsored result that comes up. I looked at it before we started recording.
N as in Nefertiti, O as in omniscient, X as in xylophone. No, it's N-O-X-G-E-A-R, noxgear.com.
And this is a battery-powered vest that you wear, and when you are like us, we typically get up at about 5 in the morning and go for a 4-mile walk before work every day, or most days anyway. And it's very dark out for a large part of the year, and we have gotten almost hit by vehicles many times.
Many times, even when we're wearing those little lights, or we're carrying a flashlight or reflective, armbands or something like that. People almost hit us all the time, but that all changed.
That all changed when we got these vests, and they light you up like you're a bounty hunter from the future,
or you're going to a rave. They are sort of these plastic tube vests that you wear. They're very lightweight. They take 3 AAA batteries, and we have one of them each. That you can change the color to multicolor or green or blue or red. It's With every season, you can pick a different color.
And I don't know when you're listening to this, but as of this recording, they're about $60.
And you can find them on Amazon. They also
well
make
worth
them.
the price of being alive.
They also have them for dogs.
They do for pets. If you want to walk your dog or your mongoose.
Yeah, you know.
Mongoose walkers. I'm trying not to exclude everyone after we made all those American references.
But quite honestly, we walk a lot in the dark in our neighborhood, and they have, I think, saved our lives in a real way.
I agree.
And
yeah,
whether,
for sure.
Whether
like
you're
drivers, like they can't help but see you when you're wearing these things.
And we have used other products. Like I said, little headlamps, reflective armbands, and I have never felt safer than when I'm wearing Nox gear. It comes with a couple of warnings, though. One, people will stop you and ask you if you are a bounty hunter from the future.
Yeah,
we get stopped a couple times a week by people going, "Is that a hydration pack?
Yeah, what is that thing?
Is that a sound system?
Yeah.
Is that are those like house arrest vests?
No,
What is that?"
It's just lighting us so that we don't die of a car accident.
Yeah, but honestly, that happens all the time. And I don't mind it because I am alive to tell the tale, because even when we're in crosswalks with the right-of-way, I have almost been hit many times, and this gives me a peace of mind knowing that people can see me from very far away. So use it. Go to a rave also wearing it would be a good thing. Go to a nighttime color run. You can also wear that. We've also had construction workers stop us and ask us where we got them because
they would like them themselves.
They would like them themselves. So check out Nox gear. Nox gear, if you're listening, check out us. You can find Nox gear vests on Amazon, and
you can find us on Instagram. We Only Look Thin.
You can find us on Facebook at We Only Look Thin.
WeOnlyLookThin.com. If you have questions for us, you can email us, weonlylookthin@gmail.com.
Yes. And before we end, I wanted to come up with like Nox gear. Like some sort of tagline, like Nox gear, die less, or something like.
Yeah, Nox gear, you and your pet won't get hit by cars so much.
That is, we're going to wordsmith that. We're going to take it back to the shop and work on it and come back. But check it out. If you're a person who is outside ever, it could really help.
And thank you so much for listening to us. We really appreciate every one of you. If you could do us a favor and go to iTunes and rate us, just click 5 stars and say, hey, you're awesome. That's all you have to do.
Thank you to everyone who has left reviews. They are so wonderful, and it means so much that we know that we are making a difference in your life. And most importantly, the thing we hear the most is that we are an inspiration.
The information that you hear on this podcast is for informational purposes only. The hosts are not medical professionals. You should always consult with your doctor, nurse, or other certified health professional before beginning any diet or fitness program.